Hello everyone, this here is the LEGO Minecraft Crafting Box 4.0. It is the fourth of this general concept of set that they've done in the Minecraft minifig scale line. I paid $80 US for this, 80, and I built its 605 pieces live over on Twitch. Player minifigure wise, they give you just the two traditional Steve and Alex figures, but then there's a host of mobs here as well. And while the crafting box concept started out as, here's a box of bricks, go make something with it. Here are some suggestions for things you could possibly make from it. This is more instructions based this time around. This is your main official build. I personally feel like this might be a little bit more exciting and interesting to interact in than I originally thought just from looking at it. It looked a bit boring to me. Your terrain is just flat. You know, there's a little bit of variability of the ground textures that are used there, but the structures actually have some usefulness for interaction with the figures and such. So, I mean, pretty much as we go along, you can see exactly what is here. It's definitely a what you see is what you get situation, but the little pen here, a two-story structure, a two-story tower structure that has a TNT block here with a release feature that's built into it. You can kind of be not just released, but really, knocked off with some force because it's attached not just to a tile, but to a 2x2 jumper. So that really shoots out. It goes way past the edge. That landed way on the other side. I actually hit myself in the stomach with it. But this is like a little, not just a storage spot, but I could see that more as a storefront space, but it's got just the armor inside and then the potion there. Second level, this is like your defense level here. And then up top, there's an overlook, an overwatch space where you can put a minifigure or two up there. This is really simple to get the crenellations for the top. That actually works out for me, and a couple lanterns up there as well. Just returning to the front real quick. We'll get back to the side of this, but you've got that bridge across the water. That's a nice feature that brings in the water, suggests water flow, potentially even connecting a couple different lands together. I like that. Like it's really simple, but I think it's a nice feature to have here when you think of being in this world, in this world of Minecraft that's been approximated in Lego form. The chest here has some tools in it. Don't see a hoe very frequently, and I got some bread. Is that bread or is that cooked pork chop? No, uncooked pork chop. I always forget about that one. I get that one wrong. I think it's the tan color that represents cooked pork chop. Is this uncooked, or is it actually bread? In this case, I forget. I thought bread should be the thicker thing. Got some tools over here. Maybe this is an armorer space or just a general outfitter. Although it's a little bit awkward that they've got the pen here. I suppose you could leave that out, and then this is just an entryway. So as you approach the place, this is kind of the front door to the place. By the way, since I have this in my hand, teal colored sheep, good to get. The print there is a little bit weak. You can see it's a little bit brighter towards the bottom. There's like a fraction of a pixel worth of actual white at the base of it, but the design I think is actually pretty good. Some food is being grown over here, and then the second tower is taller, and that's where people actually live. I just put these down here. It doesn't really show you in the instructions exactly where everything should go, but they give you a suggestion in one shot where you can see one picture, one illustration where you can kind of see where stuff should go. So a couple of beds, 2 levels here, 2 beds, a candle next to each, and then one last spot where you can have some overwatch going on and just the simpler crenellation going on with the use of chair forms there. A block, an emerald ore block, okay, and the door down at the bottom is the brick built kind that can open and close, which is nice. The birch trees still look good. I think that the use of the regular green and the bright green works well together. And that's about it for the whole thing. So, the flow here is kind of nice of thinking of it of home and then work. You go back home, you pick some food, you prepare some food, do some stuff on your crafting box, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and you go to work, and beyond this space over here, you do exploration and such. And there's the idea of defense and slightly different areas of terrain. So just generally, I feel like the flow here specifically for play and for role play, is better than I initially thought. When I first saw it, it's just blocky and empty, but I kind of see the concept now. Looking more closely at the mobs, again, we already saw this, but there's one thing that I didn't show you. They give you the ability to shear it. Since shears are included in the set, they give you an extra block right there. Yeah, so you can actually harvest the wool. I've got the sitting cat right here, standing one. I like them. I like their color schemes. And then, creeper is creeper and is always useful to throw in. And then with the minifigures, again, it's just Steve and Alex. And then here's a regular zombie with an iron hat on. Actually, Jang's not called a hat. Well, it's an iron hat. Netherite sword, diamond pickaxe, both good to get. And yeah, it's a fine selection. I've complained before about too many Steves, too many Alexes, but crafting box is a fine place for both of them to be. All right, last and least, these are leftover pieces. Now again, this had 605 pieces and I paid $80 US for it, 80. It is 75 euros, 65 pounds UK, 100 Canadian dollars, which is approximately $75 US. The last crafting box was $10 less than this, and I think that was already kind of pushing things value-wise. The first two crafting boxes were okay in terms of value. Actually, the first one was good. I think the second one was good also, if I remember right, value-wise, which totally made sense because, the concept of a crafting box, it's just a box of bricks, a box of components to make whatever you want from it. And it's also Minecraft, which means simpler pieces, which means, looking at the price to part ratio makes a little bit of sense now. Whether you stick to that 10-cent price to part ratio thing that was set by AFOLs over a decade ago. Yeah, over a decade ago. And then you don't adjust for inflation between them, which doesn't make sense. Whether you go for that number or not, if there's any series, if there's any theme where you can look at price to part ratio over time for set to set to set, it's going to be Minecraft, because the average part size is going to be similar throughout the entire line. They've not fundamentally changed how they built. They've not done like with every other series, made things smaller and smaller and smaller with finer and finer and finer and finer pieces. And this just doesn't feel like good value to me for what you get. 20, 25, let's say, with a couple of figures, or a figure and a couple mobs or something like that. 15 here with a figure. 20, 45, 50, 60, 65 is about where I'm at. Just so that you understand where I'm coming from, how I see this. 65, I could definitely see. 70, if they put this on the market at 70, I probably would have asked for a little bit of a discount. Would have recommended waiting for a little bit of a discount. It's actually at 80. That's really starting to stretch farther. And I would be kinder to it if it felt like there was more going on here. This layout here gives you plenty of space to play, but for some reason it doesn't feel like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like, even for the amount of stuff that's here, that it's exciting. It doesn't feel that engaging to me. It's fine play spaces and all. The figures and the mobs are fine and all, but it needs some je ne sais quoi for me to say, okay, you can overcharge me on this and I'll be okay with it. It just doesn't have enough going on. So that's where I'm at with it. I have a question for you. This is important. Obviously, I only built the main build here. Well, one of the main builds. There's also this one. Same set. Same pieces. I don't know if it uses all the pieces. Usually the secondary build doesn't, but maybe in this case it actually does. Let me know if you want to see me take all of this apart and build that form and then review that, because it will take like a day of production or so between the disassembly, the reassembly, and then doing the actual review and production and all that stuff. It's basically a choice between that and doing other reviews or working on the city. Yeah, let me know if this is important to you. I feel like you can mostly see what's going on here, possibly even evaluate this more easily than this. This looks just, yeah, more straightforward. But if you want to see me do that, I will do it. But just, I want to be clear and transparent and more just straightforward with folks that it takes time to do things. So if you want that, I will do it. Otherwise, I will do other things. Thank you for watching for this video for now, though, and I'll talk to you again soon. Looking forward to your thoughts about doing that alternate build.